Was this press conference, in your mind, enough to silence the critics and those who are calling for him to stand aside?
No, not at all. I wouldn't have thought so. I mean, on that first question, he mixed up the name of his vice president and his presidential election opponent, Donald Trump, and then didn't correct himself. Didn't notice that he'd made that mistake, as opposed to the earlier mix-up with names earlier on that he made with President Zelensky and President Putin in the NATO press conference. But I think the issue with this discussion is obviously people are focusing a lot on the mix-ups, words that he mixes up, times that he doesn't really finish a sentence, that kind of thing. But I think the more crucial thing is that he's just not communicating very well. He starts a point and then he gets distracted by something and goes off on another tangent, or he'll throw in little sort of aside comments that don't really make a lot of sense unless you're really, really leaning in and listening very hard to what he's saying and you know all the backstory. I mean, at one point he was talking about how he'd met more with Chinese President Xi than any other world leader, and I handed in my notes, he says. Now, that doesn't make any sense to the average voter. It's a reference to how Donald Trump, during his presidency, sometimes demanded that his translators give their handwritten notes to him as he was after the meeting. But most people don't know about that, and so most people are just going to go, well, what is he talking about there? He's not good at prosecuting the case on a number of the key issues that he really needs to be able to communicate about as this campaign goes forward. A president, takes on a second job when he runs for re-election. A president then has to be a candidate as well. And Joe Biden's saying, I'm such a good president that it doesn't matter, but his campaigning is not going well, and he's not able to communicate the policy points and the political points that he needs to be able to make in order to try and really defeat Donald Trump in November.